Uranus in the 4th house. Now Uranus is in the 2nd house. Now few months it will retrograde. Now it's back in the 3rd house. Well, I think you all have all heard such sentences and wonder what is Uranus, what does it do, how to understand all these things. Well, first and foremost, let's start with Uranus. Let me simplify Uranus for you. So hi guys, Pooja here. Welcome to Aao Baatein Kare. Well, as promised, let's simplify Uranus. Okay? Uranus is a planet which stays in each house for 7 years. It is the planet of transformation, transition, breakthroughs. Let's simplify it further. Just think of a few dates I will tell you all. I want you all to write down these dates. The first date is May 2004 till May 2011. Okay. The second date is May 2011 to May 2018. And the third date is May 2018 to May 2025. Well, first, I would like you all to take the first date and just give yourself 5 minutes and write down 2 to 7 points of what you all think happened something special in this time period of 7 years from May 2004 till May 2011. This is just a big basic block I have taken. I'm not going into the details. There are a lot of retrogrades in this. Many times Uranus goes direct, retrograde. There are few differences of date also. This is a very basic time chart or a timeline which I am taking for us to understand. Well, let's start with the first dates. What were the first or foremost basic 2 to 7 things which were, you can say, breakthroughs, some pivots in life, some new direction in life? First and foremost, I want you all to start with the first time frame, May 2004 till May 2011, right? What are the few or basic breakthroughs? Write them down. New directions in life, new pivots, which seemed quite small then, but today you all are in a different place, different relationship, different city, different job, different situation, or you all can be a much different person than you all were in 2004. Just basically jot it down. And then see, you all will have to keep coming to these things. But a basic 5 points, I think, if you all give yourself 5 to 7 minutes, you all can write it down. After that, in the evening, sit down and write 5 to 7 points in the next time frame between May 2011 till May 2018. Well, before we understand the breakdown of the events, let me ask you a few things. Okay, suppose you want to go in your kitchen and make tea or coffee. How much time and thought will you give to this process? Hardly anything, maybe not even a second. You just think, okay, coffee banana hai, chai peena hai, kitchen chalo, theek hai? That's the only thought you give. Okay. And suppose you want to go for some shopping in a mall. So how much thought or energy you will give to this process? Well, the thought process will be of maybe 2 or 3 minutes. When to go, what is the ideal time, the list of what you want to buy, and all that. Say, tick. This is done. And third scenario is, suppose there is no pandemic and you want to go for a small vacation somewhere in your own country. Then you'll have to sit down for some more planning. You'll have to sit down with the dates, who all will go, what you want to go and see. Okay, you all will start preparing for the tickets, how to go about, what is your budget, or how much do you all want to spend, the hotels, which or where you want to stay, what types of hotel you want to stay in. Is it a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 7-star, or any of the other things? Okay, so when a dream or a thought process a bit bigger, a bit complicated, you start thinking and planning more. It takes more time to get executed, right? But it's not impossible. And another fourth scenario is, suppose you want to make an international trip. Similar way, but more planning will go, and more thinking of how to arrange the money or how to spend it will go. Then you will take a thought or planning, then will be taken to go to the kitchen, right? You agree? So basic concept is clear. So a bit, if the thought is a bit what do you say, enriched, so there will be processes, there will be more timing or thought process, more planning. That's the right word. But if you don't go through this planning process, or you just drop it at the planning process, this will never be executed, right? Clear so far? अगर नहीं समझे तो फिर सुनिए, आराम से सुनिए. I think then it will become more clear what am I trying to say. Okay, so what I mean to say is, in these 7 years or these block of 7 years, whichever thoughts or plans we give our energy to, we go more in detail, we start taking steps, we see transformations and breakthroughs in that direction. Okay, some transformations will take a few days, some will take a few months, and some will obviously take a few years. Some of the things which are happening in this period, you all have already thought of few years back or planned on and off about it. But every 7 years block, if you all really sit back and think, and you all really want to see where you all have taken your life or where your life has taken you, this is a very good or a very beautiful way to start mapping your life. So, with the plus, minus, whatever we understand, with their knowledge, you can either replicate your life or start pivoting to a new direction, a new life. This is the best way to understand what we want to replicate, what we want to release from our life, what we want to change in our life, what we are missing, what could have been done, say better, what we want to do, right? So, this will give us a beautiful chart of what we really love in life or we think our life is missing. So those are the areas we have to start taking steps or directions. Maybe you all are doing very well professionally, but your personal life is in doldrums. So maybe you will maybe understand which was the section of the year, or what was the pivot moment or the pivot steps you ignored then, which has led you to the life today. According to me, the best way to understand or make use of history of any place, country, person, situation is to really understand the plus and minus and apply it to the present situation to make a beautiful, beautiful future. Well, let's start with the first 7 years, May 2004 to May 2011. Well, if I have to give you all an example of my life, within these 7 years, many breakthroughs happen in my life. One of them is within the 7 years, I had my second son, which was a beautiful change in my life. And one of the most beautiful or very unique and surprising change in my life was we shifted into another city, a new home, a new society, area, situation. Everything changed, because when you change a city, you also change the pattern of your kids' life, which schools they will go, how will it how what friends they will make, how they will be influenced, and many hundreds or millions of things. So second was change in a new city, which I really, really wanted for, I think, maybe 10 years, on and off, on and off, on and off. And it finally happened in these 7 years. And in these 7 years, we bought 2 cars. So these are all things I'm telling you all which is easy to understand. I can go with words like sixth house, second house, first house representing self, fourth house home and family, and fifth house kids, fun, and all these things. But as I have promised, simplified version. So, keeping this as your base track or reference track, if you all want, write down or jot down a few points. Maybe it was you met a new person, you took a new job, you had your first kid, you all got married, you all went for higher studies. It can be anything which influences your life and has was the reason of pivots in your life leading you to this direction. Well, for some of y'all, if y'all are not very, what do you say, familiar with the word pivoting in this sense is, like, suppose you want to go to, or you take a flight to destination A, and suppose the pilot pivots even a few degrees, right? You all will be reaching destination B, not destination A, right? In the same way, in life, when we make choices, some are too small, or to influence us in a big way or to make a pivot. But some of the choices which we make do pivot us into a new life direction and into a fully different path of life. Well, so as you all can see, 2004 to 11 was set home, family, settling down, but also a very big pivot or new direction was a change in the new city, right? Which also led to new schools, new education system, different education system, and more possibilities for my kids to explore, a new way of life, new, what you can say, glimpse of life, which I had always dreamed for us as a family and for my kids. Well, the next section which you all guys have to sit down and write is between May 2011 till May 2018. Okay, so in the similar way, write down the points. This will give you all a very, very clear chart and marking of what has happened in your life and what you all want to change. For me, I wanted to travel for, I think, not less than 20 years. But it was never international travel. But it was never on my cards. And my passports also were nearly going to expire. They were made about 10 years back. And I was, but it was somewhere in my subconscious. Subconscious also plays a very important role, guys. If some subconscious, some dreams of y'all can be practical about it, but it keeps re-emerging in your heart. And somewhere you'll think कि काश यार ये कर पाते, ये हो सकता. So traveling out of India was one of those huge dreams which was on the verge of quite impossible. But basically I am a dreamer, and I'm a crazy dreamer. When I dream with such conviction. Yeah, I think the universe just says lele bhai. Take it. So I think that should be our way of dreaming, because we can give full power to our dreams. That doesn't mean you sit whole day in a sofa and just look outside the window and dream, but something very genuine. Keep those dreams alive. And that time I didn't even know about affirmations, vision boards, visualization, or any of this. But maybe something I was doing without even understanding is dreaming without being scared, dreaming like a child. That's my personality. And in these 7 years, I don't know, it was like a miracle when it started. I and my family has traveled more than a dozen countries out of India. And we had the best years. These were my best years of traveling. Especially now when we know pandemic is here. So if I look back, these 7 years, I can block them as year for my travel, which was a very big thing on my list. I wanted to buy a big house. I bought a really good big house in a good place, and a place where me and my kids and my family can settle and stay all our lives. It should be big and comfortable enough. So this was my second thing which came true. And third thing is, by about few years in this block, I was not happy with the education system or the type of pattern or the studies my kids were going through. I wanted some change or a better option. So this was also the years in which one by one, all of a sudden, opportunities came and I changed the boards of my kids. First, I changed the board of my younger son. Then, I think immediately next year, I changed the board of my elder son. And I and them, all of us, we were so happy with this change and so satisfied. So, the three main things which I can write down, which happened in my life, were a bigger house, my kids, their education, and a new education, something learning in a new way. And third is traveling. Traveling out of India, long trips, and many beautiful destinations. So, guys, I think this will give you an example how to write down your points, how to divide those 7 years, and how to, uh, decide what were the pivoting moments in your life. And everybody will have a very different pivoting moment. And then now we start with the date we presently are in. It starts with May 2018 till our future May 2025, 5, yeah, till May 2025. Well, I would also and especially want to discuss this block of 7 years. In these 7 years, knowing unknowingly, I have manifested or dreamed of something very different, something I have never, imagined or thought of. So I will update you all when that dream of mine comes true, which I'm sure going to come true in the next 5 years. I've got 5 more years in this Uranus time. Second, I really wanted to do something on my own, and during this time, I started Aao Baatein Kare on May 7th, 2020. And it was only possible because there was pandemic, there was lockdown, and I was literally pushed against the wall by the universe to go forward with my dream. I got clarity of how I could do it, what I should do, what I want to do. I was actually basically arm twisted by universe to start something and make some positive and good use of my abilities, work on them, what do you say, shine them more, polish them more, and do something which will give me happiness each day, which will give me the spark of life to, yes, I have done it. So I'm really telling you, this is something which I knew somewhere in my mind I wanted to do something, but I was not sure what that something was. I was shoved, and I'm thankful to the universe for giving me the kick I deserved to start this channel. And then I started my podcast and all the other things I kept, joining together under the same umbrella, same name, Aao Baatein Kare. Well, Aao Baatein Kare, I have told many times before also, but I'll repeat it again. It means let's chat. Well, so one dream was to start something new. It was a subconscious dream. I'm again and again telling you all about my dreams, which are conscious, which are subconscious, just to specify the importance of subconscious also. If it is there, if it's nudging, and if you are not utilizing or giving full importance to your subconscious dreams, sometimes they thrust out on their own, and you are pushed towards that path. Accept it, and slow and steadily you will understand this was the best path. Even you and I could not have chosen this path. And second is a different dream, a different chapter in life, some new beginning. I will surely update you when I get my new chapter in life, my new beginnings. Third is I had never, never asked for a pandemic. But this is something I think we collectively have to accept, that this has pushed a reset button in the world, in our lives, in our thought process, in our life's journey, in our emotional, intellectual, in every way. And the people who have started on this process of realizing, they are going to do marvelously, oh my god, such a big word, when we start our normal lives again, the new normal, when this pandemic ends. And the people who are sleepwalking through this process, I think they will continue to sleepwalk through life. And life will be quite difficult, because pandemic has, or this situation, these planetary changes are changing a lot of things in life. Many old things are breaking down, many new things are starting up. So we have to really adapt. We have to start a conscious living, conscious planning, conscious sharing, helping, service to one another, be kind to one another, start going inside, thinking what we want from life, these start realizing. And I think we have had the maximum retrogrades in this 1 year, 2020. Retrogrades and all these, they only help us or push us to start thinking inside, realizing, thinking, resetting, resting, removing what we don't want in life. So these are all the reasons. I'll talk about retrogrades in some other time, but it's just as a reference I'm telling you guys. So if we take this pandemic in a positive way, we can rise 100 or 1,000,000 times by the time we finish the finish line of 2025. So we still have about 4.5 years to go. Sit down and plan a life which you all want in 2025 me. What will be the new life be like? What will be the new you? Who will be standing with you at the finish line? This is a great time to think who you want standing with you at the finish line and who you don't want standing with you at the finish line. During this pandemic, a reset button has been pressed. If we imagine this world as a big chessboard, this pandemic has just flipped the chessboard from under the table. Somebody has picked up the chessboard and just give it a shove or push up in the direction of the sky. And at present, all the chess pieces we are slowly following on the board again. And guess what? Nobody knows who's going to fall where. Maybe a pawn can take the place of a king. An elephant can take the place of a bishop. So it is whatever we are working towards, working hard, working sincerely, dreaming sincerely, putting in the hard work is where universe, God, destiny will land us. And after COVID-19 or the pandemic, I think everybody, even the non-believers, will believe that anything is possible and God is and always will be the big boss of all of us. हमारे में कहते हैं बच्चा बच्चा है बाप बाप है. So God has told us all, भगवान ने दिखा दिया है कि कितना भी दुनिया में कूदो, बड़े हो जाओ, कुछ भी अपने को सोचो, बच्चू बाप तो मैं ही रहने वाला हूँ. So that's it. तो there is destiny, some higher power, God Almighty, रब, भगवान, जिसमें भी आप विश्वास करें वो है. So this pandemic, this reset button has taught all of us, and I would like you all to hear this again and understand and believe that your dreams can come true and will come true. They have to be given the proper planning, the proper attention, and foremost the belief that it is possible, because after pandemic nothing is impossible. It's the new impossible, which means I am possible. So guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this talk or video or podcast in whichever platform you all are hearing or watching this about Uranus. And in basic terms, I have told you all it's in each house for about 7 years, and it transforms, and it's the planet of transformation and breakthroughs in simple terms. So make a chart of your life till now, and I will come again or make another video on different planets, houses, retrogrades, but that's for another time. And if you're on YouTube, please let me know in the comment section what are the things or your pivot moments which you all think happened in both these sections, and what do you all expect in the this retrograde this Uranus time or these 7 years. And even if you're on hearing this on my podcast, you can always go on my YouTube channel and still let me know in the comment section. Okay guys, see you with another video. Do like, share and subscribe, and take care. Bye bye.